What's going on, everybody? Welcome. This is Ketchup here. Now, before I get started, I want to say this is going to be a slightly different video to what I normally make. This is going to be live. I was doing this video live on stream, and unfortunately, due to the PC version of Mortal Kombat 11, I was having some audio crackle that I've since resolved. So I figured I'd do it in my own time, remake the live run-through of what this video is about, just so it kind of looks better and sounds a lot better, and there isn't this annoying popping in your ear holes. So thanks for sticking around. This video is going to be about my favorite character in the game so far, Noob Saibot, and the difference between seeing double Dark Sabbath. And someone asked me in stream chat what kind of potentials I would want for Noob Saibot's third variation. Ed Boon has confirmed there are going to be more variations coming out. Everyone's going to be getting an extra variation on top, and Noob Saibot is quite a question mark when it comes to those kind of moves, to be completely honest. So immediately, the big thing about Noob Saibot is, thanks to the patch, the Ghost Ball being a little bit better, and the big thing, the slide having its amplified properties. Noob Saibot now, first of all, before I even go into a third variation, he's finally got two variations that are tournament viable. The issue that Seeing Double had beforehand was that this move by itself was good, but it wasn't really good enough to warrant using it over Dark Sabbath when Dark Sabbath had the Spirit Ball, which is a good projectile, and the damage that it has. And this move is incredibly unsafe. Let me actually turn on the frame data. Let's go block mode auto, and then we'll go frame data for me, just so I can demonstrate. As you can see, get off. What have I done? We're back. I don't know what that was. I'm so bad with PC Mortal Kombat, it's ridiculous. So anyway, set him to block, and if you look at the bottom left, actually, which you can't because my player cam is blocking it. Minus 20 is the slide. So the minus 20 slide means that throwing this on the end of anything gives you a little bit of damage, but ultimately it's death on block and you're full combo punishable pretty much all the time, which is no fun. But it's, you know, it was ranged move only. That was the purpose that this move would serve. Dark Sabbath having the damage and then the range that it used to have would kind of mean it was a pretty more viable pick. But now, thanks to the recent patch, Dark Sabbath isn't the only one you would pick, because Seeing Double gives you the slide. It essentially kind of works in conjunction with, you know, the Ghost Ball giving you a full screen option, which is really dangerous. You know, Noob Saibot's weakness without a projectile is that he's kind of this range onwards, whereas at least the Spirit Ball or Ghost Ball gives you an option from full screen, which he normally doesn't have. So his tackle being really strong and, you know, good as it's always been, and then the slide being a faster version of that. Seeing Double is like the ranged variation. You pick this variation for a little bit of like space control, but also some rushdown tools. It's very, very, very varied thanks to the Amplify. Minus 8 is the amplified up kick after the shadow slide, and minus 8 from this range, I mean, it may as well not be unsafe. Only a handful of specific characters and specific moves can actually punish this move. So against most of the cast, you can throw this move on the end of anything, and it's good chip damage. As you can see, it's, you know, about 5% chip damage, which is absolute madness. And it's just the threat that at any moment you could pull the trigger and amplify your slide. It's a new mix-up that he didn't have before, and, you know, these normal staggers like forward 2-2-1, squeeze it down 1 in, or 2-1-2 on block, which is only minus 4. Now you actually have the threat where any moment you could go for a slide or amp it, and it's something they have to respect, because on hit, this move actually sends them full screen, and then we can go back to that full screen control once again. The interesting use of his stagger is that, you know, you didn't always have to amplify. You can do slide and just leave it because they're waiting for the amplify. You can squeeze in a down 1 and force a grab because he gets crushing blows on both grabs, remember. Seeing Double kind of just gets that benefit. Mid-screen, he gets decent damage, and a 1-1-3 into slide by itself still does a cheeky 25% damage. And even if we're in the corner here and 1-1-3 connects, we can still go, you know, 1-1-3 slide. And that's 40% easy. Everyone should do that combo, by the way. If you get 1-1-3 slide, I know some people like doing things like forward 3, like, you know, forward 3, you forward 3, down 1, 1-1-3. It looks swag, but it's not worth it. This combo that I just showed you is easier and does damage anyway, and is 40%. And that ticks off 4 clones at the same time. He has got some combos you can do. I'm not really going to go into them, but you can actually go for a little bit less damage off these kind of launchers and get multiple clones. There's a combo in the corner where you can do 2-1-2, forward 3 up clone, and if you get it late enough, I'm actually getting it too early there, but the forward 3 to up clone, there you go. It's 1 bar used. We've now got 4 clones. The reason these clones are so important is because this variation lets you tick off the crushing blow requirement on tackle. So if I go easy crushing blows, just for demonstration purposes, you can go, you know, anything into this does massive damage. Amplify his tackle, you have to hit 2 clones to do it. And, you know, it's all unbreakable too. If I hit the back 1, 1+3, you can have the choice of either this, if it's counter hit for unbreakable damage, or this into clone, if you've got it, and then that's crushing blow. Once again, it's unbreakable. His grabs leading to crushing blow damage as well means that seeing double, when you're later on in the game and you've hit enough of those amplified low slides, that count as 2 because it's 1 clone, 2 clone, you know, 1 clone, 2 clone. And then you can just kind of do the maths in your head and get massive, massive damage. And I really have to push the fact that it's unbreakable damage. A really, really, really big deal. But that's essentially seeing double. You've got the mix-ups of when you're going to go for slide or amplify it. It's safe on block when you amplify it anyway against 99% of the cast. He still gets damage in the corner, still gets damage mid-screen. He's very, very, very good. I think this is a top 10 character for sure. Up next, we have Dark Sabbath. Now, Dark Sabbath is pretty much the same. It's not really changed all that much, but that doesn't really need to be a problem because you can still get crazy good damage. You know, I hit you with a 113, which I didn't do my forward dash because I'm too busy talking. We can still get crazy good damage. 41% anywhere on screen for 1 bar just because of 113 connected. And 113 will hit. You know, this is your guaranteed go-to punish. Did the back 1 too early there. That's my bad. And then, yeah, you can teleport to end it. The general gist of Dark Sabbath is this damage is crazy good. And these combos aren't even that hard. I haven't played Dark Sabbath in a while. And it's still fine. I don't have any issues with it. The back one's much easier. The dash buffer into forward one. I mean, you guys have seen this before, haven't you? You've seen... I made a whole video on these combos. The general point is that Noob Saibot hurts in this variation. He does a lot of damage. And he has, like, you know, some basic space control. Spirit Ball is a fantastic projectile. It's a really good projectile. 9% on hit. +5 up close. So he gets restand situations in the corner. You know, we've all seen that before. The point is, Dark Sabbath just, you know, plays an honest game, but an effective game. He hits hard. He's got decent buttons. Back 3 into Spirit Ball is a really, really good button as well from deceiving ranges. Back 3 into Teleport from far range whiff punishes. Into the exact same damage again. You know, everywhere you hit that, Noob Saibot's gonna hurt you for it for only 1 bar. Normally, you'd have to spend both resources to get that kind of damage, and Dark Sabbath just doesn't have to. In the corner, you know, that kind of speaks for itself. We can land anything we want here and just lead it. I'm playing the wrong variation. The general point is that we can go amp teleport, right? And cash out or restand. You know, in the corner, the restand's the most effective because we get just +5 into grab mix-up or 2-1-2, which is an auto shimmy. It's all in all a very, 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 very good character. And it wasn't really changed in the patch, and that's fine. That's okay because this character, the Dark Sabbath, didn't really need help. It was the variety that Noob Saibot was lacking, and now with 2 strong variations, Noob Saibot's a really, really good character. So up next is the final point I want to talk about this video. It's essentially what a potential 3rd variation would be. Now we know that everyone's actually getting them. Noob Saibot has a lot of moves that I think you could call kind of like fluff, really. Things like, you know, the down back 2, which is this clone drop move. It hits as an overhead, but obviously you can amplify it for a launch as well. So if I use it at this range, that can technically combo if you're close enough. But a lot of his moves don't really, you know, launch you close enough. That's not a full combo because this just takes too long to start up. And this is actually, I specifically chose some of these moves because ultimately a lot of his other abilities aren't really very strong. And that's just the way it is for Noob Saibot. Another move is back forward 3, the Shadow Strike or something like that. It's safe on block, so its purpose in the game being safe on block means that you used to be able to just have this safe move that you could throw on the end of everything. Noob Saibot didn't really need this kind of move because a lot of his strings, if you just, you know, dial them in, they're safe regardless. If I dial in forward 2-2-1 and don't overcommit, I'm -3. If I dial in 2-1-2 and don't overcommit, I'm -4. You don't really need extra safety off these kind of moves because you're already, you know, safe in the first place, so you haven't really got to worry about it. A lot of his moves are like this. They're not particularly useful, especially when you compare it to his tournament variations. For the most part, Noob Saibot's tournament variations do actually kind of contain his best special moves, with the exception of one special move, the Sickle Snag, down back 1. This move is absolutely insane when combined with the right attacks, and ultimately, this is a air grab of some sort. So, you can do down back 1, amplify it, and then we have a full combo of anything that knocks the opponent airborne. If they're airborne, we can do down back 1. You get jump kick. If we get a deep jump kick, which I'm really messing up for some reason, because apparently video games are hard. There you go. As you can see, it gives Noob Saibot conversion damage, which he doesn't really have off this one string here, the forward 2-2-1. The forward 2-2-1, having a full combo off this move is like the holy grail of Noob Saibot players, because it's a really far-reaching button, it's safe on block, and obviously very easy to hit confirm. I can just do forward 2-2-1 here, and you've got so much time to see that it's connected. You can hit confirm that easily on hit. Bam, clone. If we had a full combo, do the exact same thing, and then Sickle Snag gives us the option to get more damage than we would otherwise have. And that's the main move that everyone talks about, and if Noob Saibot were to get a third variation, provided they were going with his new attacks, then I would probably say that Sickle Snag is probably the move that's waiting to be used. I've put it with these two moves first, because even with the Sickle Snag, this variation's a bit wishy-washy, because we only have the clone as a ranged attack. We haven't got slide, we haven't got projectile, because to give Noob Saibot a projectile, you have to give him Ghost Ball or Spirit Ball. And they are abilities, none of them are default. You have to equip them. So, Sickle Snag by itself, without the utility of range, would still be, maybe, not particularly amazing, because it's combo damage and conversion potential, but you're losing all other utility. And without utility, it's hard to crack into people sometimes. On the flip side, I've gone with what could be his ultimate variation here, and I highly doubt we're ever going to see it. Back forward 3, we have back forward 2 for the tackle, obviously. Sickle Snag, and Amp Teleport. This variation gives Noob Saibot the crazy pressure. Let's go block auto. This variation gives Noob Saibot all this crazy pressure on the amplified slide. If he lands a full combo in the corner, he can actually work in perfect harmony with Sickle Snag, which is just really hilarious to me. And I mean, I've never even done these combos before, so I don't really know much about the gravity you would do. But yeah, things like 1-1-3 slide. Yeah, so clearly he gets a lot of damage off of these conversions, but he gets that off everything, You can still get all the same combos you normally would, and everything works within itself in terms of combos. He gets the range and the presence of slide, the slide contributing towards the crushing blow. He has the conversion potential of the amplified teleport, and the Sickle Snag giving him now a full combo of forward 2-2-1 makes this character a combo and rushdown machine, because he's still going to keep his crushing blows off grabs. He's still going to keep the crushing blows. And I've seen people on Twitter say things like, oh, I would really like it if he had these 3 moves. No, we don't. We don't want Noob Saibot to have these moves, because it would be absolutely broken. Also, combo damage. These B&Bs, they all work, but now we can extend them even more. So we're giving Noob Saibot just short of 50% for 2 bars, because we're combining Amplified Teleport and Sickle Snag. It's a pretty broken combination. Sickle Snag into Teleport, Amplify into Ender. We can do all this and hit really hard off every single button and remain, utility of this low slide as well. It's all because these moves are 1-slot moves. And if we do see a future patch that gives Noob Saibot different moves, we might actually see the value of something like a Sickle Snag change. This move might become a 2-slot. Because being able to take Sickle Snag and a Teleport and something else is absolutely insane. If we see a third variation for Noob Saibot, I'm not entirely sure we're actually going to see. Because when people are thinking about how good they want Sickle Snag to be, most people are talking about in the context of the Teleport as well. They're talking about being able to Sickle Snag and then get a full combo off our Amplified Teleport. That's one of the main things that people are on about. Hey, his damage is ridiculous. His damage is only ridiculous if you have the Amplified Teleport. If you don't have them both together, Sickle Snag becomes a good launch, but not this be-all, end-all launch that everyone sort of makes out that the move is. So when we think about his third variation, we're either going to have Sickle Snag be a 2-slot and be paired with the Teleport, and that's it. giving him damage options and nothing else. And that would be, you know, the end of it, essentially, that he gets damage and no utility. So he is a hard-hitting character and nothing more. Or they're going to give him Sickle Snag with some other less useful abilities, and then Sickle Snag is supposed to be the reason you pick that variation. Here's my estimate. That's what I think we're going to see. Whether we will, excuse me, remains to be seen. But yeah, I mean, when talking about Noob Saibot's current variations, you've got range and rushdown for seeing double. You have the same element of range with Dark Sabbath, but it's not as fast and it's not as furious, but it hits way harder. And then the third variation is a giant question mark, where I think Sickle Snag is probably going to be used in some form. Otherwise, I really don't see what kind of variation they could make that could trump Seeing Double and Dark Sabbath. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this sit-down rundown. It's a very informal video. I did do this live on stream. Due to audio issues, I've decided to remake it, and hopefully it's helped out some of you Noob Saibot players out there kind of thinking about why should I pick each variation. It was fun to sit down. I haven't done one of these videos in a fair while, almost completely unedited. I'm working on my next MK meta, which is what my personal delay is all about. It's going to be worth waiting for, and it promises to be a good one. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.